Okay. All right. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dr. Phil here. And I've just been doing a whole heap of basically opal maintenance. If you have a look over here, you will see that's a syringe full of cerium oxide. But this here is all of the opals on dop sticks that I've done. And there's a few. Have a look at this guy. This one, I'm redoing it. I quite like this one, but you might not understand why. It's a bit of a picture stone with a nice bit of black opal in the middle of it. But this is, well, this is where the engine room really is of all of my opal happenings. This is where, of course, the opal gets processed. This is an old TV monitor, and it's because it's black, you can actually look at the opal quite nicely. Yeah, it's okay, Loki. It's okay, Loki. Where are you, Loki? There you are. It's all right, mate. I'll get you sorted later. And Max is getting absolutely annoyed. But that's okay. We're going to go back out. What was I talking about? Yes, opals. I just finished cutting a few opals. I'll show you some of the previous results from streams, but this is what is exciting me at the moment. I had a delivery of opal yesterday. I'll go onto the cutting bench. How did that happen? Getting rid of that. Oh, I know how that happened. Right. Right, so zoom out. So now I'll turn on the... So this is, and then we'll zoom in a bit. Can you see that? Can you see that? So this is from the waste opal. Now, I'm not going to say that it's necessarily going to be perfect. It probably won't be. But just pointing out, got a second one, and let's just have a look around. We've got opal aplenty there. So I think we are going to have a fun stream. Now, my niece was just over here recently, and I was just teaching her how to do opals because I was going to say because I'm kind and generous, but it's probably because I'm obsessed, really. So, you know, you make what you can out of that. Hopefully an opal ring. I'll get some of these guys and we'll shake them first. There's a good chance they're going to pop off. Don't worry if they do, all right? So this thing, zoom in and we'll have a look. A little too close. So zoom up a bit, zoom in. There we go, perfect. Now, that looks like someone. So basically what I'm doing with these is just giving them a bit of shape, presuming that they stay on the dop sticks in the first place. But if they don't, it's no trouble. I can just re-dop. No biggie. Probably a good idea if I put the water on, hey? Hello. That was Loki. What I might do is go inside and grab some of the opals which I've cut because they are from previous live streams, and some of them have just come up a tree. They're just absolutely brilliant. Also, Loki is anxious to meet us, obviously. Now that noise is going to annoy me until I stop it. It's just the container that I dip the water out of. The water continually drips in. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with this because you're going to see some of the half-done opals on this set of dops. And there are plenty. And we've got ill-gotten gains aplenty too, because I like to think of my opals as ill-gotten gains. Someone's been asleep at the wheel when they were selling the opals. They really haven't. They've been quite nice, but let me have my fantasies. Someone was asleep at the wheel and they sold me some really valuable opals when they didn't mean to. In actual fact, they knew full well that there were some valuable opals in there. They just couldn't be bothered going through it. They had far more valuable stones to cut. So they were fine with me hunting through that material and me absorbing the costs that it would take them to actually get that opal out of it. It's how economics works. Those birds are going to bananas. Just to give you some context of what's going on with this one, give it a bit of water. Let's see what you can see, CC. You can just see a little bit of colour there. It looks a bit better from here, but not that much, to be honest. So it'll get better. It is worth doing this one. I just sat there and cut a practically worthless opal with my niece. Great deal of fun it was, because we went straight from beginning to end. That one I'm going to put it into the ready to go pile. This is an interesting one. This is a wood opal that I'd done a little while ago. I don't think you've seen it for a while. Now the reason why you're not seeing much is because it's clipping. It's so very, very shiny that it's clipping the sensors. I'm going to just get some noise stoppage. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I most certainly can. They are anxious for some attention, and they are going to get a lot of attention later, so don't worry about that. Hello, Ultimate Josh, how you doing? So that one's clipping, which is really fun. What clipping means is that it's giving maximum colour. This one here hasn't been quite finished yet, and I'll zoom in. I might even turn this light off or move it away, because you might get a better view of the opal if I do that. Still too iridescent, isn't it? Too iridescent, I tell you. Too iridescent. Let's try and give it a bit of shade so you can see what's going on. No, it's not playing ball. Just believe me, it's a beautiful opal. Believe me, Ultimate Josh, it is a beautiful opal. That one's going straight into the ready to go pile. Now this one, I need to do a bit of shaping, so you'll get to see it as I shape it. Out we go. This is one of those rare opals that I pretty much said, oh, I don't really need to even cut that one. I'm sticking it straight on the dopstick. That's why it looks a little bit rough. But as you can see, manoeuvring it on the dopstick is so much easier than doing it by hand, which is what I'll be doing in a minute anyway. So I'll be able to see the contrast of me doing this by hand and me doing this by dopstick. And you'll see why I prefer the dopstick. There we go. So have a look at that. Nice little opal there with a lot of colour just beaming through. Just pop that into the done pile. Here's another one which is really nice. I think I just got bored and I said, oh, I'll just stick this on the dopstick instead of just continuing to hack away at it with my hands. But I did start with my hands, if I remember correctly. Noting that there is actually a defect at the top, which may upset our little apple cart, quite frankly. I'm prepared for an upset apple cut with this opal, but that's okay. Can't win them all. Or can you? Look at that. Nice. Depending what happens, we might follow this one's progress because it has been a very well behaved opal, that one. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, I'll do the rest of that on the sandpaper. As a matter of fact, we'll do a little bit now. Just so you can see what the fun is like, what the whole game is about. Let's go over to this side. I won't even get the stuff down, I'll just do it like this. Turn the water on, of course. Water doovie 1, already on. Water doovie 2, on more. I glued them in place and I think I made myself a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this here, pull this back a bit. There we go. And then you're going to get to see. Do you see what I see? Me cutting an opal and polishing it to perfection. And polishing it to perfection. Now don't worry too much about the wax that's actually getting on it. I don't care. And neither should you. One thing that cutting opals on a live channel has taught me is how to do most of it one-handed. I watched poor Caleb. I didn't realise he'd broken his arm. He went onto the tail, and to make matters worse, it was a very late video that I'd seen. I had no idea. So I just hopped on there and I said, oh, you're doing it left-handed, why? Because he broke his arm 4 weeks ago. So it was literally a case of he'd broken it so long ago that he didn't have to worry anymore. His bone had pretty much healed. So now he's cutting opals normally with his right hand, I presume. Unless, of course, he is sinister, which of course is Latin for left-handed, in case you didn't know. Sinastrum. If anyone speaks Italian, they'll be able to tell you that. So let's have a look at what we've got now. Zoom in a bit. Yeah. Look at that, huh? That's just from a little bit, and you can see that there's a bit of an issue. Hang on, let me just try and get rid of that. Yep, that will come straight off, which is good. That little, well, there we are. That little piece of black comes straight off, so that's okay. Now, I'm just going to try and move over, there we go. Now, why I'm pointing this out is I'm trying to show you that you've got to get the sides done. And this is not a flat lap, but it's the equivalent because it's, well, flat. What I'm trying to do is just get this as flat as possible. Sometimes, if I was doing this on my own, I go and cut a lot of this wax off with the Dremel tool. But because you guys are with me, I'm just going to struggle on. I deserve a medal, don't I? Oh, I'm just going to struggle on with this $1 million opal. Oh, how terrible. Don't spin it really fast because I can. Alright. Now we've done that, we're actually ready to get this thing done on this particular wheel. So the first thing I'm going to do is just look at my thumbnail. Gee, I'll get that dealt with on the Dremel. Now, ordinarily, I would get a giant loop out and have a look at it, but we'll just have to use the zoom feature. By the way, what has happened then was not good for it. I just scraped the opal against the metal plate rather than the sandpaper. Sandpaper is much preferable to metal plate. In case you think it's a special technique that I used. Yeah, it's a special technique called stuffing up the opal, I suppose. But hopefully we can get this done. Lickety split, as they say. Got to change the angles that you're working this on. And man, that thumbnail of mine is irritating me. You know the importance of having a good thumbnail on YouTube? They say that all the time, don't they? Oh, I amuse myself only. Let's zoom in and have a look. Normally I'll use the loop. I can see there's a defect there. I'll try and get that defect off here and off here. What am I doing? Sorry about that. Gee. Cinematography award goes to me. Cinematography. Pronunciation award goes to me as well, apparently. Okay, let's have a look at that. That worries me. I thought I saw something nasty there. No, I think it's just the wax. Like I said, I tend to cut the wax off. Actually, I'll do it here. So if you turn it, actually, yeah, I'll show you because it's fun. If you turn this thing up, I'll use this one. Turn it up and then do that. It looks like fairy floss. Here we go. People are watching, dude. People are watching. Doesn't look like fairy floss because it's not playing ball. German Empire, how you doing? That's a bit too slow. Stopped and all. Guten Tag, mein Freund. No, I mean Vigets. Listen, they called me Fumzane in my German class. Can you guess how many percent I got? Alright. Let's have a look and see how this is going. It's a little bit, as they say, how's your father? A bit how's your father? Okay, let's have a look at just to give a bit of a jump away. Let's have a look at it now. Zoom in a bit. Take it out away from, there you go, have a look at that. You're kind of getting an idea. It looks a lot better than that. Maybe I'll move it in front of here. Will that work? Yeah, they told me that Fumstein Present was very good. They said, "Oh, you're brilliant. Keep going. You're at Fumstein. You're just you're smashing it up." I think I was literally smashing it up. They said you're the best Dummkopf out there. Let me see what we do. 1.5. So this is just some oil which has got stuff in it. Hard to do this one-handed, but And we're going to get onto the cool stuff in a minute, but I don't think you'll very often see me doing this part of things. So this was originally a 1,000 grit chunk of sandpaper, but it's long since not been a viable piece of sandpaper. It's just been a piece of paper sitting on my wheel that can accept any kind of medium that I put on there. So that's how we work it these days. And it works out quite well. Even one-handed. What I'm going to do though is I am going to speed up the process by going straight to the 3000K. 3000K. Gee, my English is not doing very well. Full same for English as well. Okay. So what's that one? 2.5? No, we're going to go 3. Or we're going to go 3.5 even. So that's the stuff. I'll push the lever down. There we go. Get a bit of stuff coming out. That's all I need. And then that goes onto the opal. Note that I'm doing this all one-handed. I'm feeling very clever. Okay, so here we go. Gonna have to quickly put down my syringe. Because as we know, drug addicts use YouTube. Different kind of syringe. Different issues. Right. So what I've discovered is that once you get to the 3.5 mark, you don't have to worry anymore about the felt. So this is the same felt that I use for the cerium oxide, believe it or not. When you put this on, you put such a small amount on. You put such a small amount on that it really doesn't factor in very much, and it all breaks down by the time you get to the next level. So it works out quite well. Not to mention the fact that the cerium oxide is the equivalent of a 3000 grit sand, but there is a different reason why you use the cerium oxide. I'll explain that in a minute. So I'm just finishing this up. Now you'll notice that this has gone pretty quick from basically a random rock sitting on a stick to a half decent opal. I'll zoom in again so you can see half decent opal. You're going to see that it's starting to really shine. It's shining so much that it's actually quite difficult to show you what the opal's looking like. You can see that it's, there you go, have a look at that. So it's starting to look pretty schmick if I say so myself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight to the blue, which is the 7000 grit. Now, some people have said, and quite legitimately actually, why even bother going to the 7000 and then going back to the 3000 when you're using the cerium oxide? That is a good question, and my answer to that is that the cerium oxide actually does something chemical as well as physical, and getting it all scrubbed down to the 7K doesn't actually hurt the opal at all. And the cerium oxide, as far as I know, is actually quite a lot softer than a diamond based paste, so it does all work out in the end. So there you go. Still trying to work out how to show it to you properly. Oh, there you go. Nice. That works. Nice little stone there. By the way, just so you know, most of the stones that I show on this channel are like that, except I don't ever manage to get them on. I'll actually show you what I'm doing. Just quickly putting a bit of the blue on. I'll put some more blue. The blue is, I think, 10,000 grit or 7,000. Well, let's find out. 7,000. So here we go, the final bit. Now, by the time it gets this, sadly, I am going to have to do this all over again because I normally put it through a more quality control. This is more or less a demonstration, so it doesn't matter. Tell you what, that thumbnail of mine is really annoying me. Don't worry, once we get down to the Dremel, that thumbnail is getting a trim. Gave myself a blood blister today, which is a bit annoying, because I had a blood blister on my index finger. If everybody had been seeing, they would have noticed that. Okay, let's have a look at that. Beautiful. I'm just going to have a look at myself under the lights. Yeah, it does need another thing done. It's got an imperfection on it. Hang on. There's an imperfection there. I can't let that stand. That's all of that effort gone to waste, basically. But that imperfection's gone, so very quickly get that done. There's still some of that previous paste on there, so hopefully that's just going to speed up the process a little bit. I even committed the same mistake, which is kind of funny. But this is only demo anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Big of a deal. Gee, I've become an American. A big a deal. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. Now, I don't mind Americans going, it's not that big of a deal, because they're Americans. They're allowed to say American things. But I'm not allowed to say American things. Like the Board of Australians will go, what are you doing, mate? We're going to ban you from eating Vegemite. The Council of Australians, they're brutal, man. Last time I violated the language code, I had to go around with a drop bear in a backpack. And you all know what drop bears are like, especially if they don't let you eat Vegemite. Gee, they're brutal, those people. They're inhuman, man. They're inhuman. There we go. So, hopefully that's that all done. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to have a look at it in the light this time around so that I can tell if it's okay. Okay, it looks okay, but really I need to get a loop out and look at it properly. So that's what it looks like. So I'll just pop that in there, and you can admire it whilst I try and find the there it is, the cerium oxide. So here goes the cerium oxide. Give it a bit of a squirt. It goes everywhere, probably onto the camera lens and everything. Now I was going to tell you why cerium oxide. After all, I had just done something that was 7K. Why would I go into something that was 3K? And that's because cerium oxide isn't just an abrasive, it's also a filler. It actually reacts with the surface. When you polish it, you let it go up a little bit in speed, as demonstrated by me doing that. You let it heat up a little bit. The friction and the heat actually helps it to react with the opal to create a nice little a film over the top, really, that really locks in the polish. So once you've gotten this going, you really have yourself a mega ultra massive cool shiny opal. And pretty much once I'm done with this, I take it off the dop stick and then I do the back. I have to straighten up the back a bit to make sure that it looks good, because it's got to be able to fit into a setting, remember. Once I've done that, your opal's ready. It's ready to go, ready to impress the masses, ready to be sold for millions and billions, ready to change the world. $1 million. Yeah. By the way, other opal cutters will be going, you don't need to let it linger for that long. I'm well aware of that. I just really like to get in there. I know you just use it for a few seconds, but I've never been able to do that, and it doesn't seem to hurt the opal, so I'm happy to keep going like this. Right, bring that back down again. Down, 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 down. Machine is down. There we go. Okay, and there we have it. Ready to go. Nice little opal. Let's bring it right up and have a look at it. Can you see any of the features? You can just see a little bit of the sparkle basically, can't you? Yep. But there you go. The entire process from... That would have been one of the stones I cut yesterday maybe. I've got a few other ones that I've cut the other day that are sitting inside. I'll show you them later. But yeah, that one's finished. I'll pop that one over there. Ready for maybe... Look, depends on who you get, but you know, I'll probably be able to sell it for 100-ish. Just depends. Basically, if it's small, 50. If it's that kind of size, 100-ish. If it's a bit larger than that, then we're starting to move into the territory of thousands. So it starts to get fun. I'm not going to do this one. That one's a pink opal, and that's got its own level of specialness. Not going to go into that today. Anywho, we've got our own special kind of fun to have today. This is the special one. I'm not going to do that one straight away because I don't want to just go straight in cold basically. I might do this one first, but I'm not even going to do either of those ones before I've at least done something. I've always wanted to look into this, Norby, so we'll do that now. Here goes a wish me luck. Going to wash that one out because there's a lot of red dirt in there. Makes me wonder whether this is even a lightning ridge knobby. I think it must be Cooper Petey. A lot of sand in there. I'm going to have to cut all the way through that, I think. Yeah. I'm not concerned if it yields nothing, in case you're interested, because this is essentially a practice opal. And that reminds me, doesn't it? I should probably get that nail dealt with. Here we go. May as well do this one whilst we're here. Now that's much better, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Finally, I've got attractive nails. Didn't get rid of the dirt under them. It's impossible when you're cutting these things. The dirt just flies. Ah yes, this is a very rare disintegrating opal. Haven't found anything that's remotely like colour. No. We'll go from this end, see what happens. As I've said, this is just a practice opal because I'm deadly serious about these other ones. These ones, if they've done right, and if they have, like, a lot has to go right. But the opals that I've got down here are potentially worth tens of thousands of dollars. And like I said, I have to be very lucky for it to end up that way, but the potential is there. So I'm sitting here churning up a tiny little piece of opal just to make sure that I know how to cut opals, because I really don't want to bugger it up. As a matter of fact, I'm so determined to not stuff it up, I'll actually get another one that's like it, and I'll cut that first. Well, that knobby proved to be, well, knobby. See, there might be actually something in here. Let me just see. The other potentially annoying part is that I can tell this blade is getting blunt. I'm wondering whether I should just change it before I do this. Let me have a look at what we've got, and I'll make a decision based on that. I've got the changey doovie here, which is good. Oh, look at this. So this is not going to be the world's most valuable opal or anything, but there is just the tiniest amount of colour just down in here. Just the tiniest amount. How cute. So, $10 on a good day. Yoink. What we got here? We've got a chunk of material. Who knows what that is from? Okay. Good to know that I don't even have the material here. So I'll just use this as an analogue. Where is it? This piece here. So this is actually very similar material to the stuff that I'm about to cut. It's a bit thinner, of course, but it's basically the same thing. So let's give that one a shot. So if I'm dealing with the real deal, it's a bit thicker, but I am going to have to make choices like, should I cut it? And at this point in time, no, because it's the layer underneath that I'm interested in. So let's just zoom it through, see what the layer underneath looks like. This is actually very good practice for this other opal, because it's got lots of issues, and if it was the top layer, I'd have to cut the top layer. In this instance, I'm not interested in the top layer, I'm interested in the layer underneath. But the real deal that I'm about to do, halfway through the top layer is where the precious opal really is, where it resides, where there is absolute amazingness waiting for me, in all hopes that who knows what's going to happen in real life. Basically anything can happen in real life. You can have a situation where it cuts beautifully straight first time. It might cut beautifully, but I'd have to work for it the entire time. Or certainly it might turn to powder. It might just explode in my hands. So that's all in the future for us. I think that when we've got, g'day Gilly, like I've been saying, I've got a potentially $10,000 opal in the wings here, and I'm just seeing how I'm going with this opal here for practice, basically. I think I've got all the skills there. I don't want to give myself RSI at this point, do I? Can't tucker myself out just yet, so we'll finish this opal up, and I will change the blade. It really is that important, and I've been feeling this blade. I'm going, no, I don't want to have an imprecise cut when I'm doing something really valuable. Now, Gilly, you should know more than anyone that when you're cutting an opal, when I say it's potentially worth $10,000, that's if everything goes right. I'm not expecting everything to go right. I'm expecting something to go wrong down the way. If it ends up being worth $2,000, I will be over the moon, to be honest. The most likely option, of course, is a $100 or $200 stone, as is normal. But we will remain hopeful, and we will take every possible precaution to make sure that we get a good stone out of this. I'm going to get to the opal under here. Yeah, there is something nice. Good. Going to sneeze. Pardon me. Right. With that sneeze out of the way, I'm going to turn this off, and I am going to get out a good blade, which is one of these guys. Actually, I haven't got a pair of scissors. Hope nobody's offended by this joke, but you know the phrase, when all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like Donald Trump's face. Okay. So let's get this. I can't remember what celebrity or person that first I used that joke for. Well, that's interesting. It's not. Come on. You know you want to. The clutch isn't engaging. Yes, it is, eventually. Come on, you can do it. You know you want to. Can I do this without the clutch? I think I might be able to. Why is it not engaging? Is my question. All right, that's an interesting dilemma. Do I keep going or do I not? I think I am going to use the old blade, and I will work on the problem later. If worse comes to worse, I have an entirely new Dremel tool, so don't worry. But it's not giving me any issues at the moment. Just having a look. I think just something is seized in there. It should be okay. So we're going to drag out the big guns now. It's these guys. I'm just going to check, make sure that nothing's going. This is the kind of opal, it's nice and soft, so it should be okay to cut it on an older blade. It's an older blade, sir, but it checks out. I was about to clear them. Try the front, make sure everything's okay. Alright, the only problem is the little gripper is not gripping, so that's a tomorrow problem. This one can go down there. Ordinarily I'd finish it off, but today we've got things to do. Let's see what we've got when we just carve into this a bit. What have we got? We've got a lot of matrix, that's what we got. Let's get this. The thought that occurred to me was, let's have a bit of a chat about this opal. I was talking to my niece about it, and I was going, is it bone? I don't think it is, and the reason I don't think it is oddly enough because of this stuff down here. I think that is the remains of gypsum a few million years ago, and the gypsum got slowly replaced by opal. So because there's 2 layers, I'm going to cut between the layers and see what we get. Knowing my luck, it'll probably be a swarm of bees, but you know. You gotta have high hopes, you gotta have high hopes, gotta have high up, high in the sky hopes. Gonna kick up the tool a bit, not too much, just a little bit. I was thinking to myself, what will I do? Because this package arrived yesterday. I don't know if you saw some of it. So I was quite surprised with what looked like the prevalence of matrix opal. It gets too bad, I can actually unscrew it from the top. What is underneath? Who knows? Admittedly, this Dremel has been flogged very hard in its short life. I don't think he expects it to become a live stream Dremel. There it goes. And let's have a look. Which bit's the precious bit? Which bit's the precious bit? Just watching them. Right. This one's the precious one. This one's the not so precious one. So I'm just going to go through and have a look what the other side of this looks like. Just to give us an idea of what we're dealing with here. Any hints and tips that the opal itself can provide me will be well appreciated. There we go. Okay, so far so boring. We've got a little bit of relatively soft material that's sitting on this side. Let's just hit it on the side and see what happens. I'd say under the blade you could refer to this as friable. Not exactly friable, really. That material is very nice. It feels nice. Let's get in there, see what it looks like. Now this is not the precious side. This is just the unprecious side. Just seeing what it's going to do. After this presentation's over, by the way, I think I am going to turn the water off this thing. Oh, did I see some? Ooh. Did I see some colour? On the uncoloured bit? I don't know, my eyes might be deceiving me. Sounds a bit nutty, but I'm actually going to have to go through this section anyway. So let's do it. Now the reason why I'm so happily going through such a piece is like, I calculated the odds in my head and I'm going, the odds of me getting a double-sided stone I can get a gem out of from both sides, that's just almost incalculable. With $20,000 or $30,000 worth of opal in just a few grams, it's just, that's not going to happen with random offcuts. Well, probably not anyway. Having said that, I am being very cautious of what I'm doing here. Quite frankly, the chances of that opal actually, this side, wherever it is, this side holding together and keeping the colour on this section, very remote. So for that to keep its colour and for there to be colour on this side, I don't even think that, not that likely, put it that way. And yet it does persist with that little bit of colour, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to smooth this off, carve it into a cab, because there is a little bit of colour in it. Unbelievable. And I'll do that with both of them, both sides. Doesn't look like it's going to produce very much colour, but you know, a bonus is a bonus. Now what's happening to me is every now and then this side is just glinting at me. Unbelievable if that's actually what it's going to do. Because of that, I'm going to go into the other side, because remember, I do have another half to this, so if I destroy this and find out where the colour is, if there is colour at all, then that's well worth doing. It certainly is a fascinating piece of opal. Something went pop. Yes, this is not the piece that I'm thinking is the precious opal, but you know, it makes a good picture stone, so I might just keep it like that. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything fantastic, so I'm just going to leave it. What's the phrase? Opal is a Dead Sea fruit that turns to ashes in the mouth. It's actually applied to happiness. It must have been written by a jovial fellow. So we kind of know what happens to it. If you mess with it too much, it's going to fall apart. So there you go. 10 points for comprehension. This is all important learning on how to deal with the opal when I get to the precious part. Got one more piece to do. It smells interesting too. It smells like seawater. I doubt it's kept the ocean from, like, the Cretaceous period. That's a long time to keep an ocean for. As I was saying to my niece as I was teaching her the bare bones of opal cutting, do not expect this to be a highly valuable stone, because it's probably not. Just because the potential for a $10,000 stone is there doesn't mean you're going to get one. That's why they cost $10,000, because they very rarely occur. Just making sure I know all the nuances of this, because if one side falls apart and the other doesn't, that's good to know. So I'm carving this under cab straight away. So I've dealt with both sides two entirely different ways, and let's just carve through this bit just to make sure. Now I noticed that I overcompensated on one side there, so that's important to know. Right, if it works like this, we're in clover because that's very easy to deal with. There is a tendency for one side to be softer than the other, so you can overcompensate when you're evening it up. Good to know that. Generally speaking, it just behaves itself. So I suggest I just get to work on the front of this thing and see what happens. If it falls apart in the first 10 seconds, that's what it looks like now, like this piece. Let's have a look at the money stone. Oh boy. I think it's much nicer when you don't know that there is something potentially beautiful underneath. Gets rid of the pressure. It's already starting to glimmer at me. Look at that. Carve that piece off because I can't imagine it. Well, that's good news because that is very hard opal. Very, very hard opal. There's the colour bar. We'll zoom in and I'll show you. So the colour bar is just that, you can barely see it. It's just that tiny little piece of nondescript line between the grey and the white. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all right. Is it Colourful Creations girl? Is that what she's doing? Is she on tonight? Okay. There we go. Yep. Okay, so it's behaving. It's behaving. This piece is a little light, which is a bit annoying. Hopefully, I think it's well worth me trying to find that piece that came off and just seeing if I can work it. Give me 5 seconds. I think that's the piece there. Alright, so this is a piece, I think. Let's just go and carve into it, see what happens. What do we get? Come in, spinner. You can do it. Nothing so far. Is it going to be a whole lot of nothing the whole way through? Ooh, plot thickens. So it doesn't look like the colour goes wall to wall. So what wall to what wall? Quite frankly, even that much colour is good. I can see there's a crack here, goes all the way through there. Even if that much is coloured, that's fine. But it's good to not get ahead of yourselves with these things sometimes. Let's see what happens. I'll just carve off that little piece there, just to just to get it perfect. Pretty certain that's the spot there. Let's just carve that down, see what we get. Nothing so far. Okay, so I'm going to cut that piece off. I'm not doing this for no good reason. I want to know what that colour looks like from the side. So each time I'm certain that there is no colour there, I'm going to carve it and see what we get to. Right. Like I was saying, high value stones don't happen every day. There's some colour just in there. Not very bright, but it's there. That's good. I'm happy to bring it in. Okay, let's bring this one in. And this will be more instructive because there is literally colour right up to that. But I just can't have that rough edge. So what does it look like from the side? Okay, so here's my working theory. There's a material that just dives down there. That's possibly what the colour is. Matter of fact, I think I can even see it. So let's just head in there and see what we get. Nothing so far. I meant that. Alright, here goes nothing. Well, that's our $10,000 stones on. At the moment, if I get a $100 stone, I'll be happy. I just want something to happen with this colour. I can't imagine it just disappearing the moment you put a wheel to it. You know, got to do it sometime. What happens if you just put the slightest dent on it? Go that again. Good. You at least get some colour back. The good news is if there's no colour on here, there's nothing for me to bugger up. So, you know, silver lining, all that. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I can't complain because I've had such a blinding run of luck these last few days. Something finally had to go wrong for me. And this would be it. And I much prefer this to be the thing that goes wrong. Having said that, look at that nice piece of colour that's just showing through. Let's just keep working on that, shall we? Is it because it's directional? Okay, it's possibly directional. Good to know. So a lot of colour that I've already dealt with then. Just be careful, Phil. It looks like it's very ephemeral. So, got to just treat it with a bit of respect there. It's about 1/2 mil thick from the looks of things. I'm going to cut it here because even if there is colour there, it's not worth the risk. This is the opal game in a nutshell, taking so much care over a potentially worthless stone. And I will continue to take care of it, just in case. And I'm going to be now quite presumptuous on it, actually. I'm going to presume that the stone is this size. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here's where the rubber meets the road, mate. What have we got? I like that red oxidized material. I don't know, every time I see it, I get colour. So what I'm now doing is I'm just making it into kind of a cab shape. Also, makes it easier for me to attack it from this side, which means that I don't have to attack the side which already has got the colour, therefore ruining the colour accidentally, whatever colour's there. Looks like what you get is what you see. That's okay. I've got another one to try with, so I'm not going to... I'm not going to cry poor just yet. But seeing it looks like it's not going to play ball, I am going to just tidy up the ends here. Tidy up the ends. I will then create a nice back for it, and then I will dop it and pretend it's an enormous chunk of opal. What I'm thinking is I will actually do some more investigation on the sandpaper because it's a little bit gentler. So that means that if I'm accidentally cutting through a micrometer section, I'll be able to stop it in time. The other thing is that as I was eliminating pieces, I didn't just grind them away, I cut them away. So once again, if there is a mistake that I can go back on, I've at least got a few small pieces of opal that I can turn into colour. Seeing this shape isn't going to be that much of an issue at the moment. That's how I'm leaving it. That colour is what we call annoying red. Okay. Stone number 2, exact same deal, except maybe more annoying. Straight down the gob. Just a quick check to see if this is anything important. Probably won't be. We'll see what that looks like in the sunshine. Not in the slightest. This is a stone which I'm hoping has got epic colour on it. Let me bring this up to the fore for you. You see that? So I was hopeful that this one would actually have way more colour. What I'm doing is I'm just clearing the back for it. And I'm just looking through the other bits of the stone that I've cut up just to see if there's any colour there before I attack this major part. So much colour that if it was wall to wall, which the previous stone was not, I could ask my price basically. But like I was explaining to my niece when she was asking about the same stone, I said they're very rarely like that because that's why they are so expensive. So more often than not, you get this result. A very hopeful person cutting into an opal and getting very bitterly disappointed, then reaching for the beer. Alcoholism, it's fantastic. Don't worry, I don't usually drink because I've got kids and I have to drive them around and stuff. I'm their Uber. Yes, I know. Just at the crucial moment too. I kind of don't want to cut the stone now because I don't want to find out how lucky she is. Here we go. Oh boy. Are you kidding me? No bloody way. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, we haven't scientifically proven, Jay. Oh man. No bloody way. Oh, excuse my French. Whoa. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is only just the beginning. There's a lot that can go wrong here. She just shows up and the opal goes, oh shit, she's here. Sorry, I'm swearing. I am not guarding my speech as much as normal because, like, oh my. All right, it could still go wrong. It could still go wrong. Okay, it's very delicate. We've got to be careful. You just can't script this, can you? You can't. So, Joe, have you ever just walked into a saloon and someone's just walked out randomly a millionaire? Unbelievable. Right, so this one is still going to make me work for it. There's a lot that needs to happen with this opal. As you can see, like, I've got a little divot that I've carved out there, and it just goes if you go too deep. So this is real knife edge stuff. Basically what that means is the colour's there to lose. Okay, so thinking logically, I'm going to have to, I'll carve off that section because I have to. Carve off there. Ever seen a really expensive stone go flying? You have now. Where's the piece? Just checking to see which bit it is, because it won't just lose its colour straight away. Alright, good. I'll just go and experiment with this piece. We're going to find out how deep the colour goes. We're going to cut it to destruction, basically. Right, there's still a little bit of purple sitting in there, but that pretty much took 4 relatively lusty hits to get it down to the purple, and I reckon once we're past the purple, we're into the nothing. Yeah, 5 lusty hits and the opal's gone. This ain't going to be easy. Okay, hit number 1. That's it. That's all I can afford on there. Hit number 1. J is for genius. Not only do you get me good opal, but you get everyone else some epic entertainment. What I think the safe option is, there's a giant hole there. I reckon I should just cut it off at that hole. And then I think I can get away with making the rest of the stone from that. Once it gets to the bottom, it grabs. I've got to remember that. Look. It grabbed, nearly pulled my hand into it. Okay, so this time around, we're not going to test it to destruction. We're just going to do a brief zhoosh on it and see if we can get a nice stone out of it. Not playing ball there, so that was a good call. So I just sat there and I would have used up my 5 hits and got nothing. So the rest of the opal would have gone that way. So just tiniest stone here, that's fine. It's allowed to be like that. So as you can see, it's getting smaller and smaller. We're down to this. So if this ends up $1,000 stone, I'll be happy. But it's quite delicate, so we'll see what we get. And that's why I was telling my niece, I'll go back to that story, that you don't sit there and just hope for good opal and expect the next stone that you buy just because it's going to have all of the hallmarks of a good stone on it. You're not going to expect it to do well. There's so much that can go wrong. Or to be more accurate, there's so much that needs to go right for this stone to produce what you need. Ooh. Still there. It's going to be a bit of a carver, this one, because you've got to just kind of go across the face and get what you can. Quite a difficult stone. I love it. Cucumbers straight into the ground. Sounds like the results of a bad plane accident. May have to turn it into a drop, or alternately into 2 stones. Which way will we go? Okay. I'll keep the face for the time being because it seems that we've still got luck on our side. If I can't smooth that out, I'm going to have to cut it. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut it. It's going to be 2 stones. Oh well. So from a $10,000 stone, we've got 2 $100 stones. Quite frankly, I'm happy with that. I think that, like, it's not at all conciliatory to say that it's not the destination, it's the journey. And that, I mean, that was fun. I've got nothing. I've got something. Oh, I've got nothing again. Oh, I've got to be careful. Oh, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but like, I really enjoyed cutting that stone. And I've got this, and I think I'll just leave it at that. Nice, about 3 or 4 carats because it's got a lot of back to it. Nice green stone, iridescent salmon skin, as they call it. And I'll just cut the rest of that. So look, we've got a good stone as a result. Good stone. There's a bit of green, bit of red. That's worth a pretty penny. It's probably worth more than $100. So I'm happy with that. Now let's have a look at what this guy will do. This one's probably a little bit less remarkable. And considering what the other stone did, i.e. detonated, having a conciliatory prize like this is amazing. Yeah, and this is where it all started too. This is the bit that made me think there was a huge amount of colour here. And there was. Just grinding it all away now because I think there's no colour there. Just grind that away. Right, so I've got a drop. Let's get it into a drop. Get it into a drop, dop it up, and be very, very cautious with it, basically. So once again, another $200 stone. So, yeah, I'd say 400 to 1,000 if we're lucky. Probably going to get less than that, but you know, if the opal hunters can give you a sandwich that looks pretty crap, then say, oh, that's worth 10,000. I can do that too. That sounds cynical. Ah, yeah, that's because it is. All right. Oh, did you hear that? That's the sound of opal too. Funny if the other side suddenly popped up. Don't think so. All right. I think we've gotten all the luck we can out of this. So now we have some homework though. I'm going to get this, and hopefully I won't bugger it up from this point on. It should. There's a lot that can go wrong with this. It's very delicate opal. Win, lose or draw, I'll tell you the result. So that's my homework. Now, your homework, J, is for genius. You need to go and get a blood test, and we need to find out why you are so lucky. Do you know a pathology company that does midi-chlorians? I'm literally going to have to make a short for the Americans to say, don't tune out, it gets better. Oh, that's interesting. I think we're all okay. Okay. Okie dokie. But I ain't missing any further because that's going to end up being powder. Right. How long did that take? Oh wow, 141? Alright. Wow, that was... I'm not going to nick all your good luck. That sucks. No. Oh, let's go talk to the birds about this. Right. Everyone's talking, so...
Hang on. Father, I am coming here to show off Loki.
Well, I'm finishing with the live streams.
Alright, I'll wait.
Okay. All right. My daughter's on the phone with some random boy, and so I'll be interrogating her later. Now.
Dude, I look like every lesbian. You really don't have to worry.
No, what am I supposed to say? I blame me?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There we go. Hello, Loki.
Hello, Loki. Hi.
I'm going to go say hi to Max. Do you want to say whilst I'm doing Max?
Please don't do our blogs.
Oh, hilarious. Now my daughter's here. She's going to pick up on everything. As I like to say, in your endo. Hello, Loki.
If you tell me where
Hello,
the
Max.
furries are. Sorry, Dad.
Can you stop that?
Okay, I'm going upstairs. Dad's on the live stream.
Oh, gee. Right. So,
Sorry. Forgot.
okay, am I still monetized? I never got monetized. Okay. Right. Oh, you want a bit of a scratchy patch, do you? Would you like a scratchy patch? Yeah? Do you want me to get the... I'll get the perch out, because that always works. Here we go. There we go. Now, we go away because, like, heaven forbid we should be anywhere near you when you make your escape. Excellent. All right. If you want to scratch, you have to be down here. There. Okay? Down there. That's right. I'll go get a scratchy stick. That'll entice you. Like I said, my niece was over here, so I've got a bit of a opal mess going on here. There's... What is that? That's about 5 kilos of opal by now. And there is the opal, just explaining the difference between good and bad opal. Max? Come on. Okay, there's a helicopter in the background, so he's a bit freaked. It's okay. Helicopter's fine. Just to give you an idea, Loki is actually shaking on my shoulder. She's scared. Oh, good night, Gilly. Yeah, I'm going to end this. I'll end this soon, but we'll get Max to do something interesting first. Come on, down you get. Helicopter's gone. It's not going to hurt you now. Come on. Oh, lovely. That's not the interesting thing I wanted. Oh, do you want to go onto there? You can go on there if you want. I just don't understand how it's any easier. You can go there. Okay, I'll walk further away. You figure it out. Now what are you going to do? Do you reckon this qualifies as something interesting? Come on. Oh, you're going to take the perch now, are you? Yeah. He's resilient. That's what he is. Come on. You know you want to. Good bird. Good bird. There you go. Down you get. It's just he's a bit stuck. It's not that he doesn't have to. He's just a bit stuck. So I'll give you a scratch. Yeah, scratch. Scratchy poo. There's a person who dedicates her life to giving beak trims to birds. And those birds, man, they had some pretty serious beak issues. I didn't even know such a person existed. But that's how this all began, just giving his beak a bit of a trim because it was so badly deformed. Well, it wasn't badly deformed. Well, definitely not from what I've seen now. But yeah, this part here was actually just, it was poking out and the beak wasn't closing properly. And he loved it. He absolutely loved me shaping his beak. And he found out that the feathers go as well. And that really cemented our bond, to be honest. Now he's accepting scratches from a girlfriend. So that's kind of cool. All right. Get down here, or you can go here. You can choose. I'll get your nails if you want. Yeah, go do it. I'm out of here. He likes moving the cage door with his wings. You know, if you let go of the cage door, you can move yourself. Hello. All the words he learned off Loki, by the way. I'll get you in a minute, Pony. Relax. Ooh, tired. Hello. You reckon? Do something interesting. Go for a fly. Go for a fly that way. You know, over to the perch? Will I go there first? I'll go there first. Let's see if we can convince him. I'll go sit down over here. Everyone, eyes on Max. Whoop. There we go. Hello. Good on you, Max. Yeah, don't eat my phone. Going to have a feel around and see if there's anything that needs. Ooh, bit of a pin feather there, is it? Bit of a pinny. Do you want me to get you? Do you want me to do your ears? Let's have a look. Let me go side on because I can't. They say don't put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear. Do you know that? So I'm very wary sticking a needle file in your ear. Yeah, I found out the name of the things. They're needle files. Apparently they're not called the files you stick in a cake if you want your mate to escape from prison. Yeah, he's amazing. He bit me a few times, but like we're getting a bit of a relationship going on. What constitutes a bite or not, really? Because he's never really bitten me so hard as the first couple of times. It's just a few nips to say, hey, this is not the way I want to be treated, which is a bit different to, I'm deadly scared of you and I'm just trying to get you to go away. So life is improving over here in the household. And Pony's laying a lot of eggs now, nearly laying eggs like a chicken. Got to explain to Pony that she's a pigeon, not a chicken. There we go. Yeah. You're right about him being wary. And the thing is, he doesn't know when the axe is going to fall, because sometimes I'll just say, go back into your cage. He's like, no, I don't want to go back in my cage. And we have a bit of an argument. And he doesn't understand when I say that, when I'm going to say that. So he just picks random time from when he's gone out of the cage. But we'll get through that. Sometimes you have to do things on your schedule, not his. Sometimes, there's something that happens, we have to go out the house. Well, we can't have Max out. So we've got to coerce him into the cage. And he will eventually go. Whoa. In case you're interested. That's Loki. And I think we're about to have a turf war between Loki and Max at the moment. I think Loki's just a bit jelly. Jealous, jelly gels. Yeah. Sorry, I'll have a look at the back here. Yeah, he's still scared of hands a little bit. He's sort of used to my hands, but he looks at my hands quite warily a lot of the time. It's kind of cute. If you do his nares, first thing you do is the nares are the nostrils of a bird, by the way. I think the regulars know that, but there are a few new faces on the channel I noticed. So yeah, the nares, that's the nostrils of the bird, and the place where the beak joins the face is called the growth plate. So I'm scratching the growth plate at the moment. And the growth plate on the chin is the bit that the birds really enjoy getting scratched, because their beaks just continually grow. And so they constantly need to bite and chew things to keep their beak from growing too much. That's so I just got a wet willy from Loki. Okay, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm just going to show you Pony, and then I'm going to wish you all well. Hello, Pony. How are you doing? That's right. Have a look at this cage now. It has what we call shit shield technology. Amazing. Do you want to scratch your... Hello, Max. Yeah, I'll get to you in a second. Max is just showing off now. I quite like it when Max flies. Loki is very lazy. He will not fly. There are birds that do that, but I don't blame Loki because she's got feather issues, so I'm pretty certain that's because of the feather issues. All right. Okay, I think we've come to the end of the program. Thank you very much for joining me through that very stressful opal session. That was probably the most stressful opal session I've ever done. Good night, JS for Genius, and thank you very much for showing up. Wow. For everyone, she was my good luck charm. I'm very thankful to have her. Okay, so as usual, if you are new here, like and subscribe on your way out. Other than that, have a lovely evening or morning if it's the United States. Goodbye, Dr. Phil out.